Hi Brenlins, my name is Devin and I am going to be doing a body paint masterclass. What I wanted to do for this particular masterclass is to take kind of a simple concept and add a bunch of different techniques that you can kind of elevate it with. So we are going to be using limited materials that you don't need too much if you ever want to replicate this look, but really like kind of teaching different ways that you can manipulate your face with body paint to kind of create a character. So the only things you're going to need for this masterclass are one, green body paint. I really recommend doing water-based body paints. That means you're going to have to spray it with a spray bottle, but it's much better for your skin and it's a lot easier to blend. I use Mehron, M-E-H-R-O-N, if you want to get a similar brand. And then off of this green one, I have a big palette over here. I'm only going to use the black and the white ones, so we can both deepen and lighten the green shade in order to kind of do the shading for the face. And then along with that, I'm going to be using one foundation brush. This is actually specifically for body paint. It's by Made You Look is the brand. And then I'm going to be using one little detail brush, which is really small and petite. And with just those things, we are going to be doing a full little alien look. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to be taking a spray bottle of any kind, and you're going to just be spraying it onto the green. So first we're just going to kind of take advantage of the color that it is. I think it's a pretty alien green already. So you're going to be taking your dry brush once the paint is wet. And what we're going to be doing first is you're going to be looking at your face and you're going to kind of want to choose the alien shape that you want. So the one I'm going to, I think kind of inspires me about aliens is kind of like a very round forehead, and then it pulls down kind of into a V at the bottom of your face. So with water-based body paint, a lot of the times you'll do a few layers to get what you like. Another technique, if you're really getting it really like splotchy and it's not being as opaque as you'd like, is you can dab it instead of swiping, and that will focus the pigment more. Obviously it takes more time, but it will definitely kind of highlight the kind of original pigment color of the body paint. So I want you can kind of see we have the general structure of the alien face that we want. So kind of getting my hair out of the way, it starts round at the top, comes in a little bit down to the chin. So basically what we've done here is we have created the part of our face that we really want to highlight and pull forward. So everything around this now, we're going to mix some black into the green, and we're going to kind of fade it back into our hairline so that this regular green stays focused and everything else kind of is like contouring your face so it looks like this is the primary facial structures that you have. So let's go ahead and do that for a little bit. Make sure to take your time mixing the black into the green. You want the black to be prominent, but you also want the color to be primarily a green still. So take your time mixing that in. And then as I mentioned earlier, the best techniques for color when you really want to get the shade to pop out is to kind of dab it on. So I'm doing the far side of my face now, but as you can see, it's kind of creating a shadow around what I want my new face shape to be like. And then we're going to keep working this and making it gradually darker as we get further and further away from the center of my alien face. Another cool thing about water-based paint is you don't have to worry about it getting into your hair or your clothes because it will easily wash out. There are a few water-based colors that will leave a little bit of residue on your skin for a second afterwards, but for the most part, they will come off right off your face, and most of them give you just a fun little colorful twinge on your face for a second, even if they don't come off completely. Also, don't be afraid to use your fingers as a blending technique. I think this is kind of what a beauty blender would accomplish if you have one, but if you are just using the one brush that I said we were going to use as well as the detail brush, this will more than do the job. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring down, I feel like aliens also have skinny necks, so we're going to bring down the deepest green that you've created and kind of just leave a little strip of your skin tone in the middle that we will make into our new primary neck. So the other cool thing about water-based paints is, as I said, you can mix them. So as you can see, it's a little dark now because we've been using the darker shade, mixing some black in. But it's super easy to just kind of rinse off the top layer, and then it goes back to the original shade. So don't be afraid, again, that you won't be ruining it if you mix anything in ever. In fact, it's usually the best way to find intermediate shades that you'll get while you're doing the body paint. Alright, so we're kind of getting to the point where we have the basis for what we want our alien to look like. Never be afraid to keep going back and forth with highlighting and contouring. So highlighting is when you take the lighter colors and you kind of draw focus to the parts of your face that you want the body paint to really look at. And then contouring is where you take shadows, which will ultimately do the same thing as highlighting, which is draw attention to where you want the body paint to be focused, but it's instead using dark colors to kind of imagine where your face would be kind of shadowed from the body paint. So as you can see, just kind of looking at my face from a different angle, everything in this region right here is kind of what we want the alien face to be focused on. And then everything around it, the deeper greens, just kind of pulls from far away. It will pull your face's focus to the inner green part. So as you can see, up close it looks a little confusing, but the farther away you get from the camera, the more you can see that my main face, from the visual perspective, of course we're not changing anything, but is kind of this weird oblong oval into a point. So the last thing we're gonna do for kind of just the base of the face, again, we're only using one green, white, and black because I want to make this look as accessible as possible. You can always get lots of different shades and colors to kind of elevate the look, and at the end, I will be kind of going in with some different eyeshadows and other body paint so I can show you all what you could potentially do with some other products, but I want to make the easy version for you all. So we're gonna take white now and mix it into the green to make an even lighter shade than we've used. And we are going to kind of focus on the strangest facial features that I feel like aliens kind of would possess. And that would be like a really bulbous forehead, and also just like, I don't think the aliens, they always are like have flat noses, so we're gonna try to eliminate my nose to the best of my ability. For the first part, I really wanna pull more attention to the middle of my forehead and make it look like it's its own entity. Give it a zip code, if you will. So we're gonna get that lighter green on the center, and as you see, it looks super crazy from afar. We're then gonna take our fingers and really try to blend the edges into the rest of the green. And then to eliminate my nose, we're gonna take the same lighter color and we're gonna draw a really skinny line down the center of my nose. And then this is gonna draw attention just here. Ideally when you look at my nose from a bit of a distance. And you almost want to do like an exclamation point. So down the nose and then into an exclamation point. And then we're going to go back in with a deeper green shade that we got from earlier. And you're going to go like along the sides of where you drew that line. And then this will make it seem like your nose is that really skinny line that you just drew. And with the tip you kind of pull it in. From afar. So go ahead and use your finger as your best friend again to blend. And we kind of have a bit of a nose contour to give it the alien look that I think is alien. So I think we're doing fairly well here with what we have. I think it's definitely green, but you could also argue that this is like a salamander or any kind of like strange reptilian thing. So what we're gonna do, and this is where if you don't want to completely transform your face, this is something you can do without kind of like fully putting paint all over yourself. We're gonna draw just a little alien spaceship on my cheek. So this is more of the like carnival, just kind of sketching something on your face that I think is just equally as fun and maybe more accessible to some people if they don't want to do all of this for something. So what we're gonna do is, it's super easy, anyone can do this. We're just gonna draw an oval like this. An oval like this. So super long and simple, and you're gonna go ahead and fill it in. So now that we have our kind of half circle with our little dome on top, we're now gonna draw kind of the alien's magic beam that is sending down to pick up all the things from planet Earth. So just take the white and draw it on underneath like this. So now we have the little aliens picking up things with their beams. We're gonna draw some windows on our spaceship. Just little like white lines there. And we're just gonna highlight this a little bit more with some white. And I also think that with this little spaceship, it's fun to kind of draw little stick figures being zapped up into the spaceship and taken into outer space. So once you draw some white in here to kind of add more visual cues to look at in the spaceship, go back in with your black and then just draw little people. So a little dot and then arms and legs, and now they're getting on the ride of their lives, flown up into the spaceship. So we got a little pop art spaceship now with some little peoples that are getting zapped up into the UFO. And with that, I think that is kind of the general idea. I think that this little pop art spaceship will kind of give people the clue that you are an alien. Also kind of the changed facial structures, which you can see we did with the different shades of the green. Yeah, I think this is kind of the summary of what we want to do for the alien look today. I hope you all enjoyed this masterclass. Thanks for coming. Oh wait, I forgot one really important thing. When you're making an alien, you should always do the crazy silliest thing you could think of with your hair. Or